Agriculture and Transportation by Cole Davidson and Spencer Hughes. The history of all mankind started in the Great Rift Valley of East Africa. The humans there invented very primitive stone and flint tools. They were all hunters and gatherers. Their primitive transportation method was their own 2 feet that led them to find more fertile lands in the Fertile Crescent, ancient China, Indus River Valley, and the Nile River Basin. The next outstanding change was the Neolithic Revolution. The revolution was a change from hunting and gathering to becoming an agricultural society. The inadequate transportation that these societies had led to cultural separation. These societies began the domestication of animals. The domestication of animals led to horses being bred for travel far away at quick speeds. The domestication of horses allowed people to travel to different villages or cities, thus allowing trading to occur. These trades allowed certain civilizations to flourish based on the resources around their settlement. The more resources that a settlement had, the more it could grow and get more people. Different settlements decided that their land wasn't good enough for them, so they went to war. This war left one victor, normally, that would take control of the loser's land. This process led to many different civilizations beginning to flourish. These civilizations include ancient Rome, ancient Persia, ancient Greece, and ancient China. The introduction of boats to civilizations led to increased trade and more expansion. The Vikings of northern Europe were experienced boatmen. They conquered areas with their superior longboats. The ancient Greeks were also experienced boatmen. The expansion of naval power led to more control of some areas, then allowing more agriculture to be traded throughout their lands. When people traveled to new places, they experienced those foods that they almost couldn't live without. When the Germanic tribes of northern Europe invaded the rest of Europe, the simple peasants had no defense against these vicious warriors. The people had to find some protection. This is where the manor system was founded. The knights and lords granted these peasants protection and land as long as they pledged their loyalty, and most of the food production to the lords. During the Middle Ages, not much agricultural progress was made due to the fact that the people relied on all necessary supplies being produced within their community. Europeans in the Middle Ages found out what amazing spices Asia and the Middle East had. The spices were worth their weight in gold. Unfortunately, the Muslim Turks captured Constantinople and stopped the spice trade to Europe. Soon, explorers from many different countries were trying to find ways to reach Asia by going other ways than through the Middle East. The invention of triangular sails allowed sailors to travel against the trade winds that made it almost impossible to travel west over the Atlantic. Christopher Columbus believed that if he traveled west across the ocean that he would be able to reach the lands of China and India. In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. What Christopher Columbus discovered would change the world forever. The discovery of the Americas would end up making countries like England and Spain very rich with new foods like potatoes and corn. The linking of these two continents led to many great agricultural progresses for Europe. However, this put many Native Americans back in progress due to many of them losing their lives to the Europeans. With the invention of the steam engine during the Industrial Revolution, man's reach on the world was further expanded. Now agricultural products could be moved over greater distances, further eliminating the need for farms close to settlements. The steam engine could move products up to 30 times more efficiently. In 1888, the first refrigerated train trip was successful. This revolutionary breakthrough made even longer trips possible without items spoiling due to the heat. Without modern transportation, we would need farms in every city or town, which is unreasonable due to soil conditions. Much of the inhabited land we occupy now would be uninhabitable. Now, large cities could grow to any size, anywhere. The better the transportation is, the further away civilizations can grow. Without this modern transportation, we would be stuck in the Middle Ages with manors producing food for their town only. Luckily now we have modern transportation that can transport products around the world in a matter of hours. In history, over time, increases in transportation have led to increases in agriculture, as well as increases in agriculture also leading to increases in transportation.